Remember Courtney Hadwin? If you don't, rewind to June 2017, when a shy 12-year-old strolled onto the Voice Kids UK stage and detonated Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits with the force of a rock legend. No nerves, no sob story, just raw, unapologetic energy. Pixie Lott, Danny Jones, and will.i.am all hit their buttons, hard. will.i.am even made her repeat the performance, just so I could see that dance again.
And could you see it again, like just a part of it so I could see how you're moving?
Yeah.
It wasn't editing magic, it was real electric talent. That was a glimpse of what The Voice Kids UK was meant to be. Unpredictable, powerful, authentic. Not another influencer-ready kid with a brand deal, but genuine discovery. You leaned forward because you didn't know what was coming. You didn't click away because you believed. It wasn't always pitch perfect, courtroom-worthy notes, clumsy high notes, shaky hands. Those were part of the charm. But every once in a while, a kid like Courtney or 11-year-old Molly Rainford with Denise Williams Free would remind you that this show could hit so deep. It reminded us what talent TV could feel like.
You really don't have the time.
And for a moment, just a moment, it did. The Voice Kids UK didn't fall from the sky. It was born from a franchise juggernaut. Back in 2010, Dutch media mogul John de Mol launched The Voice of Holland. Chairs spun, ratings exploded, and before long, every country with a camera and a couch had their own version. The UK got in on the action in 2012 with The Voice UK Adults Only. But in 2017, ITV asked the question nobody had dared to ask out loud. What if we made the kids do it? Enter The Voice Kids UK, a Saturday night sugar rush, tailor-made for family viewing. It launched in June 2017, hosted by the ever-likable Emma Willis, and guided by 3 cheerful coaches, will.i.am, Pixie Lott, and McFly's Danny Jones. It was bright, fast, emotionally disarming, and somehow it worked. The first season pulled nearly 4 million viewers per episode. People tuned in, laughed, cried, and immediately Googled, is it legal for a child to sing like that?
Yes, you can't get on good boys, mate. Get some exercise.
One contestant, 13-year-old Courtney Hadwin, went viral for transforming from shy schoolgirl into full-blown Tina Turner. Another, Lil T, rapped Skepta with more confidence than half the UK grime scene. Suddenly, the show had edge. Even the critics couldn't ignore it. Yes, some snarked that it was creepy to televise childhood rejection, the Guardian's words, not ours. But audiences weren't creeped out, they were charmed. The show was clean, musical fun. No screaming judges, no humiliation edits. Just tiny humans and oversized vocals. ITV struck gold, and they knew it, so they didn't wait. Season 2 dropped just 1 year later, this time airing daily over 8 days. More kids, more chaos, more moments. Like 7-year-old Shani Lee arriving on stage on a Shetland pony to sing Take Me Home Country Road. Because of course he did. The formula was clear. Blind auditions, adorably awkward intros, and the occasional shock when a 10-year-old outperformed half the top 40. Coaches danced, parents cried, Twitter lost its mind. And behind all the lights and laughter, something important was happening. The Voice Kids UK was creating stars, not just one-season wonders, but names that would pop up years later on America's Got Talent, in recording booths, on West End stages. It was simple, it was joyful, it felt real. But as reality TV teaches us time and time again, nothing stays real for long. The first 2 seasons of The Voice Kids UK had a vibe, genuine, goofy, occasionally chaotic. But by season 3, something felt off. Not broken, just different. A little too smooth, a little too staged, a little too ITV. It started with the lineup. Enter Jessie J Pop Powerhouse, former Adult Voice UK coach, now parachuted in as a 4th judge. More chairs meant more drama, more screen time, more moments to say you're amazing in slightly different vocal registers.
This dude is awesome. And I think if you come on my team...
Jessie brought fire, sure, but suddenly, this wasn't your quirky kid talent show anymore. It felt more like the X Factor junior mentorship tour. And the contestants? Still talented. But gone was the unfiltered weirdness of Shani Lee and his Shetland pony. Now we had Lil Sean Shan, a 10-year-old rapper with custom beats, personal branding, and a swagger that would make Drake blink twice.
Coast, my man can cut and scratch, but I don't mean to boast.
Impressive? Totally. Relatable? Not exactly. Even the way the show was edited changed. The innocence gave way to intentional production. Auditions had full arcs now. Cue emotional piano, slow motion hugs, and mini docs about dead pets or bullying trauma. What once felt spontaneous now played like a checklist titled, Make Britain Cry, in 2 minutes or less. The storytelling shifted, but so did the stakes. The semi-final was quietly scrapped by 2020, before COVID made it convenient. The show wasn't evolving because it had to. It was evolving to make room. Room for more emotion, more montages, less mess. And while we're at it, branding. Team Pixie. Hashtag Team Will. Color-coded t-shirts. Coaches now gave confessionals about their deep emotional connection to a contestant they met 11 minutes ago. Even the coach-coach dynamics got amped up cut to will.i.am and Jessie J debating song choices like the fate of the universe depended on it. Meanwhile, the kids? Still sweet, still talented, but harder to connect with. Not because they changed, but because the format swallowed them. What used to feel like a celebration of discovery was morphing into a highly managed product, and audiences noticed. Reddit threads started asking, why does it feel like a talent show ad for Christmas jumpers? One user nailed it. The Voice Kids used to feel like it could go anywhere. Now it just feels like it's going straight to YouTube. No one thing broke it. No scandal, no meltdown, just a steady erosion. The magic wasn't gone, but it was clearly on life support. If the early seasons of The Voice Kids UK were an adorable school talent show, then season 5 was when it turned into a Christmas-themed Broadway audition in HD, with drone shots. Let's talk format. Gone were the battles, gone was the semifinal. In 2021, the show got compressed into 3 episodes aired after Christmas. That's right, The Voice Kids became a holiday special. Like a musical advent calendar, if your advent calendar only had 3 doors. This new version moved fast. Too fast. Coaches now picked finalists based purely on 2 audition rounds. Viewers barely had time to remember names, let alone root for anyone. And just when you started connecting with the contestant, boom, finale time. The show tried to disguise the whiplash with seasonal sparkle, fairy lights, snow effects, Mariah covers. It looked like Santa had thrown up on the set. And right in the middle of it, kids belting out All I Want for Christmas Is You like their lives depended on it. The peak? A finale where Melanie C, aka Sporty Spice guided winner Torrin Cuthill to victory with a speech so polished it could have come from a Spice Girls reunion press release. And don't get us wrong, Torrin could sing, but it wasn't about him. It was about the event, the ratings, the sparkle, the marketing moment. By season 6, the same format returned. 3 episodes, Christmas week, new coach Ronan Keating, same rapid pace.
I've never had a taster of what it's like to be in a band.
Oh, so you're saying we should start a group?
And while standout talents like Israella Chris and Tawana wowed us, the structure made it feel like speed dating with vocalists. No depth, no journey, just a TikTok reel stitched into prime time. And then came season 7. Summer 2023. The final season, for now. The big twist? Twin winners. Shanice and Andrea Nyandoro, identical sisters who sang in perfect harmony and made voice history as the first duo to win. Adorable, yes. Historic, sure. But also a little too late. Because by then, the viewers had left. Ratings hit an all-time low. Under 3 million tuned in. Even the confetti felt tired. And when a show needs twins winning in unison to try to keep us interested, that's not a twist. That's a cry for help. So what do you get when you take a heartwarming talent show, scrub out all the chaos, crank the lighting to 110%, and run it through 3 PR meetings and a social media workshop? You get The Voice Kids UK in its final form. Stunning vocals, sterile storytelling, and 0 emotional investment. Every audition now feels algorithmic. You can tell who's getting through before the first note. Just count the seconds of backstory airtime and watch for the piano swell. If their mom's crying before the chorus, congratulations. They're going to the finale. Gone is the surprise, the spontaneity. Remember when a kid like Shani Lee arrived on a literal pony? Now kids show up sounding like they've been trained in Beyonce's boot camp since nursery, which frankly they probably have. There's something eerie about how identical it all feels. Same camera angles, same applause cutaways, same coach reactions. You're 10?
Your name?
Abigail, I'm 10.
That was incredible for 10.
Yes, always 10, we know. Every finale ends with an inspirational ballad, vaguely acoustic, aggressively earnest with a title like This Is My Moment or Fly, cut to slow motion hugs, confetti, a tear from will.i.am that may or may not be glycerin. And online, even that's gone flat. Sure, the occasional clip gets traction, usually when a kid sings like a 45-year-old jazz diva or the coaches overact like they're auditioning for EastEnders. But gone are the days when the internet exploded over a surprise Tina Turner moment. TikTok now parodies the show. Kids lip sync exaggerated coach reactions using sound bites like, oh my gosh, you are 10? And Reddit threads ask existential questions like, does anyone actually still watch this? Or do we all just pretend because of YouTube Shorts? Even the viral potential feels curated, clean, controlled, sanitized. The kids are still gifted, no doubt, But the show doesn't let them breathe. There's no room for failure, no space for weirdness, no quirky jazz standards, no experimental choices, just perfectly arranged, TV-friendly, polished performances with maximum cuteness and minimal chaos. Because chaos isn't brand safe, and brand safe is all that's left. So here we are, 7 seasons, dozens of standing ovations, hundreds of tiny microphones, and enough glitter to choke a unicorn. And now the million-pound question, can The Voice Kids UK be saved? Technically, yes, you could slow it back down. Reintroduce battles, bring back the awkward charm and messy brilliance. Let kids pick bizarre song choices. Let them forget lyrics. Let them be kids, not pre-packaged pop products. You could rediscover the joy of unpredictability. Make the show feel like something could go wrong, and that would be okay. Ditch the emotional autopilot and trust that authenticity still connects. Trust that a wobbly somewhere over the rainbow can hit harder than a pitch-perfect rise up. But will they do that? Highly unlikely. Formulas are safe. Formulas sell. Brand sponsors don't want chaos. They want consistency. And no TV executive ever said, let's take more creative risks with children on national primetime. There's a reason Junior Bake Off works. It embraces the mess. A dropped cake, a flower fight, a giggle fit mid-task. That's entertainment. And it feels real. The Voice Kids tried to polish every moment into an ad spot. And in doing so, they removed the soul. The irony? The show tried to grow up just as its contestants were getting younger. It started chasing gloss instead of growth. Moments instead of music. So maybe the better question isn't, can it be saved? Maybe it's, should it be? Do we need another talent show that treats 10-year-olds like PR assets? Another round of prefab stories, vocal gymnastics, and tears on cue? Maybe what we really miss is the raw surprise, the idea that a Shetland pony could show up and steal the spotlight. Maybe we need to stop expecting kids to give us content and let them be chaotic, creative, even cringe. So what do you think? Should The Voice Kids spin its chairs one more time? Or should it just spin out and fade into nostalgia? If this made you smile, cringe, or reconsider everything you thought about confetti cannons and tiny wireless mics, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're not done digging into the shows you used to love, before the glitter took over, because once upon a time it was magic. Now, it's just formatted fun.